In this how-to video, we're going to talk about search. We're going to show you where to find search and the different kinds of searches you can do. So let's get started. So here we are right now. We are in the store, and specifically we're under sources, part of the store right now. We've got our featured and popular. And if you look down here just below this line right here of popular on the right-hand side, you see a little search monocle. And that search monocle is telling us that we can search. So I will, let's see, I'll tap on that and we get the little search bar. So I'll do a search, and this is searching in the store specifically. So right now, since I'm in sources, I'll look for, let's see here, W-I-R-E-D, I'll do for wired, return, and there we go. We got all these different search results for wired. So let's see, I'll pop over to wired, the main feed, and there we go. So really easy to search there. I'll go back over to the store, defaults to topics. I'll touch on sources. So here we are back in sources. I will search again right here in that search bar. Maybe I'll do D-A-R-I-N-G and go. And there we go, Daring Fireball, that's what I was looking for. So I'll touch on that. There's the main feed for Daring Fireball. And then maybe I'll do a search in topics this time. So go back to the store. Remember, it defaults to topics. So in that right top corner, you see that it says topics. I'll go to our search bar again here, and I'll search for, how about food? Food, return. Oh, and it looks like there's food, food for thought, and foodie. Actually, foodie sounds kind of neat. So I'll touch on foodie. Oh, and it's a beautiful, beautiful topic with all kinds of different sources that look like they're flowing into this topic. So this is pretty cool. So I will actually go to my main home feed now. And what I'll do this time is I'll show you the next place to find search. And this one's a little bit more pervasive. So instead of being in the store like we were a second ago, and there was that search bar right there, if you look over on the left-hand vertical side menu, the very last icon is that same search monocle, and that's search. And that's pretty much pervasive throughout the entire app. So I'm gonna go to the home feed so you can see that we're somewhere else. Say we're looking at these different headlines here in my sources. And at any point in time, I can just touch on that search monocle. The search bar shows up at the top, and I can do other searches here. And I can do, again, searches for sources and topics. And if you look just below the green search box, you say it says search, and then what's highlighted is store. Not my content, but store. So every search that I do right now is going to be in the store. So I don't need to actually go into the store. I can actually search anywhere and get store results right here. So I'm going to try, let's say, NYT, a little New York Times. All right, cool. So you see the top header shows topics, and it says news and headlines. So New York Times must flow into those two topics. And then I've got the New York Times NYT of a whole bunch of different feeds that they have. And I'll go to their homepage one here. And there we go. We went straight into the New York Times homepage. And it doesn't matter that I'm here inside of this particular feed, which is not in my feed. I haven't subscribed to it. As we can tell, in the upper right-hand corner, there's the plus add button. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just search again. Search drops down. I'll get rid of the previous search, and I'll do a search for, let's say, world news next. And there we go. Here's topics related to world news. So this time I was looking for a topic, the very first one, world news. That's the topic I was looking for, so I'll touch on that. Takes me to the world news topic feed. And this one I am already subscribed to. You can see in the upper right-hand corner, there's no plus button. That's because I already subscribed to it. And I'll do one more search here from the side menu, design. And there we go, design. So I got a couple different topics that are related to design in some way, as well as a whole bunch of sources. And I'll actually go to that third one under topics, design. And here we are. We're under the design topic. We're in the design topic feed. Again, this is one that I don't already subscribe to. You see in the upper right-hand corner, there's that plus button, so I can add it. So those are the different ways to search the store from either being in the store itself and using the search inside of the store, or being pretty much anywhere else in the app, like in my home feed here, and touching on that search monocle at the bottom of the left-hand side vertical menu to get to search that way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch over to the desktop on a desktop computer and show you the app inside of a web browser, and I'll show you how the My Content, I'm gonna touch on it now right here, how My Content searches work there. So we get a different view so you can see it through the web browser. All right, so here we are now on the desktop in a web browser. You can see we've got a wired feed fired up with a whole bunch of articles here, and we'll start to search. So it automatically defaults to store, and I'll do a quick search during Fireball. There we go. We can see from the store we got sources during Fireball, all articles, talk show with John Gruber, as well as topics like tech and Apple that feature during Fireball. Do another search that we did before in iOS, so world news. So here we go. We've got topics including world news itself, and then some sources that have world news in the title. But now let's switch over from store to My Content, because sometimes you want to search your own content. So switch on to My Content, and I'll show you over here in the sidebar. See, we've got a whole bunch of topics, got about 15 topics here, and then about 90 different sources. You see under My Sources section, I've got tags for a bunch of stuff with a lot of different sources underneath of those tags, and just sources and sources and sources. Like I said, about 90 different sources. So a real quick way to search through those sources and topics is just select on My Content, and I'll type in, let's say in this example, 3D. So I see I have a topic of 3D printing, as well as a source with 3D in it. And I'll do another one here. Again, under My Content, I'll do Tesla. You see, I don't have any topics with Tesla in them, but I have 3 different sources. I've got Teslarati, Tesla Motors YouTube, as well as the Tesla blog itself. And I'll do a third example here. Typed in bike, so you see I've got a topic of mountain bike, as well as sources, Electric Bike Action Magazine and Bikes XIF. And you see I can toggle back and forth between store and My Content, and it maintains the search terms. So we had bike, so I see the topics that I had, topics and sources available in the store for bike, as well as My Content. There you go, back to the My Content, the pieces of content that I actually have. And that is how to search in Mosaiscope.